Does anybody have something funny for the cold opening?
Well, guys, before we start today's game, I would like to congratulate you, Matti, from the bottom of my heart for your upcoming victory. Congratulations!
Yes, congratulations!
Congratulations!
Welcome to the Team Yuma's Happy Game Music Game Show with your host, the inimitable, incorrigible, incomparable, inflatable, Madhog Master! Okay, well, here we are. It's me. It's Madhog, still recovering from a recent throat-ravaging cold. As you can probably hear from the sound of my voice, I'm losing myself already. What am I doing? What is this? Who are you people?
Why are we here? Just to suffer?
Okay.
Where are our pants?
Okay, so before I forget my place, and honestly, it wouldn't be the first time, it won't be the last time, and now that I am not feeling 100%, this might lead to either something extraordinary or extraordinarily terrible. And roll your dice, see what happens. I am Madhog Master, and I am hosting the show as always. This is Be Confidently Wrong, the show that will not forgive you for not being confident, or something along those lines. And I am joined by the usual cast of characters that will most likely lose, and the one guy that always wins.
I don't always win.
Okay, well,
I mean,
the two guys that always win.
That is factually true.
Yes.
Okay, so...
Maybe for next time I'll just make the questions and leave Madhog to read them.
On my left... Actually, never mind, I don't have... right below me, we have Dantan Stormkeeper.
Hi everyone, as the sole member of the Legion of Losers, lol, I am here to lose.
Actually, you're not the sole member, don't flatter yourself.
Yeah, I resent that statement. Don't try to hog my only achievement in this show.
So, then we have Devar Arkvaron, one of the winningest ones.
Hello, everyone, and I only got lucky.
Well,
that's what she said.
That doesn't even work. And then we have...
Yeah, because it's meant to be nice to Devar.
I don't know if that makes it worse, actually. Anyway, we have Matimali, aka Hedonistic Actor, whom is our current champion, if I am not mistaken.
I guess.
Okay, well, thank you for remembering that. And finally, Icipall, whom is still not a frozen corpse, but we're working on it. Tonight's show, before I get interrupted by myself again, is about indie games. And before we actually even approach this topic, we need to establish once and for all, kill this discourse once and for all, as it were. We need to determine what the heck even is an indie game. What does indie even mean, if it means anything at all? Because I do believe certain events having to do with the game advertisements, or I'm sorry, I meant to say the game awards, had brought to light a issue that will not be resolved anytime soon. In fact, the more you engage with it intellectually, the more stupid you will become, I assure you. What is an indie game? Corporate CEOs, industry simps and pundits will tell you that indie is quote-unquote a style or an aesthetic, and that is the most insulting thing you could ever say to me.
And it's not right, in my opinion.
and it's completely inaccurate.
Several AAA publishers have these kind of indie labels.
Yes, and that's by definition cannot be an indie, because if we are going by the original definition of what an independent publication is, an independent publication is something that was not, in fact, published by the big firms. It's something that gets made outside of an established mainstream system. It is a self-published creation. That's what independent used to mean in the world of literature and then also in video games. If you want to go back in time to a point in which you could experience true independent gaming, you would have to go as far as back as 2004, when random people would make their own game that's completely free to play and post it on their websites for all to enjoy. And if you want to go even further back in time to the 90s, then you would have to find some Japanese independent developers making their own doujinshi title that could only be sold in conventions. That's how Zune and Toho had their start, speaking of which.
Also, certain games that would become popular in modern day would basically, like, say, Prince of Persia was made by only a couple of people. So they could count as being small productions.
Yes, but at the same time, the whole concept of an independent game was alien when Prince of Persia came out. And most games at the time were made by very, very, very small teams anyway.
Yeah, that was you could say the beginnings of...
It was normal. It was expected at the time.
Sure if just self-published is enough to cover that.
That's why we are having this preemptive discussion.
Madhog will put a timestamp on when the actual competition begins.
I think this is important, and I am definitely using this game show of ours to briefly address the history of independent gaming, because it's a fascinating history to at least bring forth to the table. Self-published does not count. By the way, when I say self-published, I mean a small team or just an individual making the product. Essentially, the problem with indie games, or indeed independent games in general, is that at some point it became an industry. And the moment this became an industry and there was a demand for it, it is the moment where the term becomes murky, where the term indie, quote-unquote indie, gets coined, and there is a parallel argument to be had about the quote-unquote indie film industry, when $30 million films made by Nepo babies are considered independent. Yes, I am talking about a certain Reitman guy. They had the gall to call his films independent because they evoke a specific feeling. You look at Juno by Reitman Jr., and that film was passed for an indie darling because it looked like a very, very polished version of what we all think an indie darling looks like. And that's a prevailing flaw of the entire discourse here, because all it takes is for one big publishing firm to publish a game with retro graphics, and some idiots will think that's an indie game. Let's just get to the point, to the juicy, melting core of this entire debacle, because we need to establish what our definition of indies is for the sake of tonight's game show. So, my selection of games for tonight was done following a very specific parameter. I selected games that were made or published by very, very small teams, or indeed by one individual. I excluded games that were published by big or medium-large firms. So, no Devolver Digital, no Marvelous Entertainment titles, definitely not whomever or whatever is publishing Dave the Diver. But we are going to include games that came to be thanks to crowdfunding, which is most small games nowadays. Very, very small publishers must be smaller than Devolver Digital at the very least. And this is the definition of indie by which I am going. Small titles made by small teams or a team of one that, regardless of how big they would eventually become over time, started as a very small passion project. The selection that I bring forth for tonight's show is comprised exclusively, within reason, mind you, of true indie games made by either one person or a small team. They are not published by medium, large, or big firms, as it were. And I also had to make sure, extra sure, that whatever games I choose was not secretly being published by Square Enix. And you will be surprised how many times that happens, actually.
Actually, I'm not surprised at all, considering the past years.
Yes. One of my earlier selections was Power Wash Simulator, but that was before I found out that its publisher was Square Enix Collective, which is the European division of Square Enix. That's frustrating, and that does not count as independent if a big company puts their money in it. It absolutely doesn't count. That is the baseline definition of indie, and that's the main course that we're going to respect.
I guess in this course, indie is same as creative freedom.
Not necessarily, no. It's about who finances the project, really. When you get down to brass, it's all about where the money comes from. But anyway, that's not fun. You know what's going to be fun? Using this show to go through the history of video games, independently produced video games, which is totally what I have done with my selection, at least for Tier 1. Without any further ado, let us begin tonight's show proper, and I might actually put a timestamp in this, as it was suggested by Matti. Or not. It depends if I remember to do it.
You'll get it in post.
I guess we'll see about that. I'm counting on you, Dantan, to help me keep track with the score, because tonight especially, I will need all the help I can get.
I will try and help to the best of my ability, and not derp.
Thank you, and you're usually very good at this. I appreciate your help.
Thank you.
Aw. You're looking especially submissive and or breathable tonight.
Am I Squadmaster Uwu?
I regret waking up today. Right, let's get to Tier 1, everybody. Do you remember the rules, or do you need a refresher?
Nah, I remember.
Okay,
Listen.
Tier 1, every correct answer is worth 1 point. So, do you guys remember what your personalized buzzer looks like? You do.
It's found in the frequently used.
That's nice. That's great. I'm going to start in a 3, and a 2, and a 3, 2, 1, go. Icipall.
Bendy and the Ink Machine.
How dare you? It's not. Dantan.
Axiom Verge?
No. Guys, are you seriously not going to guess this, Matti?
Shovel Knight.
Are you kidding me? No. Devar.
Castle Wall?
Guys, it's Cave Story.
I have never played that one.
Never
Come
played
on.
it either.
Cave Story is one of the most famous era-defining independent games of its time. In fact, it is the era-defining indie game of its time. It came out originally in 2004. It is the reason why most of all independent games ever made is a Metroidvania. I'm pretty sure the term was coined right around that time too. It is a classic by every meaning of the word. It's how I choose to begin this. Honestly, the menu music is as iconic as it gets. I am shocked and surprised and disappointed that none of you has gotten it.
I don't know what to tell you, so...
Like I said, never played it.
Same.
Yeah.
I know, but
this
it's...
is kind of my weakest as well.
Okay, but again, the reason why it's a tier 1 choice, it's because it was that iconic and important. Basically, it is the title that I would say spurred the idea of an industry built around smaller games made by one person or a small team. Like I said, it's from an important period of time, and it took everybody by surprise, essentially, because the idea of somebody publishing their free-to-play games on their own websites for all to enjoy was something that was novel at the time. We are still in the Newgrounds generation of gaming, right?
Newgrounds.
A lot of modern mega hits in the Hindi hemisphere came from the Newgrounds ecosystem. Yes, let's put it like that. Okay, well...
Shall we get on to the next one we can't get?
I'm starting to be dubious. I'm starting to have my doubts. I don't trust this guy.
I still don't trust this guy.
Okay, let's go with the second one then. The bar.
Clive Barker's Undying?
Excuse me, can you repeat that?
Clive Barker's Undying?
No.
That's not even an indie title.
I know.
Okay, so nobody's going... Dantan.
Axiom Verge. I'm just going for it.
No.
Going all in.
Icipall.
Bastion.
No. Matti.
Ichi.
The Binding of Isaac.
Oh.
Why didn't I recognize it?
That's my question. Why didn't you recognize it? So we just mentioned the Newgrounds ecosystem. The Binding of Isaac came from that world, and it eventually evolved and became the entity, the juggernaut in the hemisphere that we all know today. It's still getting new updates, including one last year.
Yeah,
It's a game that I have absolutely massive respect, and also a game that I hate to play, if I'm being honest.
And I realized that I probably don't get that much scores in this round because most indie games are roguelikes and I tend to avoid those.
Okay, well, actually, to my credit, there aren't many roguelikes tonight. The Binding of Isaac is here because it had to be here. It wouldn't feel right without it. Okay, so for the next one, let's jump a little bit forward in time. Matti.
Cuphead.
What? What did you say?
Cuphead.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear.
Catch
Okay.
up at first.
Okay, I did not hear the first half of the word. I thought you said peg somehow, and that's. But yes, it is. Okay, Dantan, you better stop looking submissive and breathable for a second there. Oh God, that's the quality tonight. But yes, Matti, it is indeed Cuphead. You get a point, finally.
Yay!
And to think, I was about to guess that myself.
Yes, well, you were not fast enough, sorry. So
It's all right.
Cuphead is a classic, all-time big success story that could have gone wrong at any point in time, because it started off with two guys having a dream and a passion project, loving Fleischer cartoons and rubber hose style from the 1930s, and then they had to mortgage their houses in order to get this game done. And they were thankfully very successful with it, and Cuphead then became a medium-large franchise. But the origin is about as indie as it can get. So that's why it's here, in case you
Of course.
had any doubt. Cuphead is an indie game, and Dave the Diver is not. That just tells you everything about society. Okay. Let's go with the next one, and hopefully this one will be easier for you lot. Matti.
Undertale.
Yes, it's Undertale. Of course, it's Undertale. Of course, you've got to have Undertale in this. Toby Fox represent and all that. Undertale has such a weird history. It started off as a relatively unassuming, yet secretly ambitious title that became so hugely popular in ways nobody could have predicted, including the author, and then cut to several years down the line from its original release in 2015, and Megalovania is being performed in front of the Pope, which is wild. Crazy times. And you know what I admire and love about Toby Fox and Undertale is that it never became a sellout mega franchise. He made one game, and now he's working on another game that's a spiritual sequel, but that's all he made. He did not saturate the market with asset flips, and he did not use all the money he was making from it to donate to the GOP. Yes, I'm referring to Five Nights at Freddy's. Scott Cawthon is a piss stain in the bedsheet of humanity. You can engrave this in my gravestone when I die.
You can
It's a good
engrave
track.
this in my gravestone when I die. Madhog Thy Master 2023.
Yes. Dramatic music plays. That's my indulgence. Anyway, let's move on to track number 5 of Tier 1. So far, wait, is Matti the only one who has points in the board?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's sad, but also predictable. Matti.
Mighty Number 9.
God damn it, yes. Okay, so
I recently
from...
made a review about it, so...
you know what? I forgot about that. If I had kept that in mind, I wanted to include Mighty Number 9 because it is a pivotal example of the opposite of what we had with Cuphead and Undertale. Both being successful crowdfunding stories. Mighty Number 9 is a case study of unsuccessful crowdfunding stories.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's an idea, an episode where all samples are from bad games.
Well, I mean, it is a bad game, but it is bad for interesting reasons that are worth discussing and studying. And it was a big deal when it came out and failed miserably, and that's why it's here in Tier 1. It is part of history. It's a What Happened episode by Matt McMuscle. Track number 6 it is. Icipall?
Stardew Valley.
What? No! Dantan?
I'm going to say Celeste.
No. Matti?
Yumeniki.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This is a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Okay, so last time we did this show, I claimed, erroneously somewhat, that the first game that comes to mind when you think of RPG Maker, the engine, is Ib. That was wrong of me, because the actual real answer to that is Yumeniki. Another classic generation-defining game from 2004 that was originally released for free, and it's still technically free to play to this very day, to everyone's credit. The primary reason why there was a veritable epidemic of RPG horror games all throughout 2004 and the early 2010s. So yes, it's a pretty big deal in that sense, in that hemisphere, and we had to pay homage to it. Feel free to disagree or agree or add to the discourse here.
I have nothing of worth to add, and I'm not educated enough on the subject, sir.
Okay.
We believe in you, Matti.
Did
Why,
you
thank you.
did you just call Dantan Matti?
No?
Yes, you did.
Oh, I called Matti Matti. Because he's the one with the most
Winning.
knowledge of indie games here. Aside from,
see,
you, I
Dantan
guess.
had just finished talking, so I thought you were answering to him. Hence, I thought to
Yes.
myself, I am not the only one who's confusing people all the time.
No, it's still just you. That's your one unique trait.
One unique trait. Guess I'll die. Okay.
After the show, Madhog, after the
What?
show.
Oh, one of many.
Thank you. You're looking even more breathable by the second.
I should stop talking now. I'm in danger.
We
Okay,
need women in this group.
right. Track number 7 before I lose my mind. Matti, I swear to God.
Deltarune, Chapter 2.
God damn it! You
I
even
really
gave me
think
the
I
precise
congratulated the
chapter.
man.
Yeah,
Why
I
do
knew
you-
this was gonna happen.
Yeah. Why do you think we congratulated him at the beginning?
Right, yes. I thought to myself, okay, maybe indie games is the one category is not especially versed to. But
What?
actually, never mind, because most
What?
indie games are PC games, and he's the lord and master of PC games. So,
Well,
There
there are
we
still
are.
the harder categories, so
I am super confident that nobody will get one singular point when we get to tier 3. So enjoy your winning while it lasts. Okay, track number 8. Dantan.
Celeste?
No. Icipall.
Limbo.
No. Matti.
Pocket Mirror?
No, you're wrong. Yes. Time is out. Tavar?
Ib?
No, but you were so close. It's Mad Father.
Oh.
Ah.
Ah.
I
So
was thinking it was one of those, but I just picked the wrong one.
I included Mad Father in here mostly as a nod to us, because we played this game We made a whole video series on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
You edited the game, so I thought if anybody was going to recognize Mad Father music, that has to be the bar.
I didn't recognize it because it wasn't the voice acted part.
The voice acted part?
Yeah, that was the best part from your Let's Play.
You mean the part where me and Madhog were just voicing it?
See, he gets it.
Well, I appreciate you trying to pay a compliment to our voice acting skills, but you need to appreciate the fact that it flew over my head because of...
I was in a fan dub of it. I played Ogre.
We had this exact conversation last time when you all guessed Mad Father when it was not Mad Father. Okay. Track number 9. Come on, guys. Come on. Matti.
Doki Doki Literature Club.
It is in fact...
I knew that one!
God damn it.
It is in fact Doki Doki Literature Club, and...
God damn it, those few seconds when I was like, I know this one.
Yeah,
Where is
me
it from?
too! I was like, and then suddenly I heard the flute, I was like, I know it!
Sorry, guys, you don't get participation trophies.
How could I forget Doip and me and Demonox recording that game?
You called him Doip.
Interesting story about that. I named him Doip as a type for a test recording to make sure the game works, and I was stuck with the name. It wouldn't let me rename him.
Doip is a great name, by the way, yes, to give your visual novel protagonist. Doki Doki Literature Club took the world by storm, and by that I mean it was a subject for a couple of MatPat videos. And that's all it takes, really. It's the kind of game that drops a suicide on your lap out of nowhere for shock value, and I do not respect it for it. Anyway, yes, it was a big deal for a time.
Yeah, I've never watched those game theory videos. I'm smart enough to make my own theories.
Yes, yes, you are. I'm going to share a secret with you, Matti. Nobody with a functioning brain watches those videos expecting a good take or opinion.
Hey, it's just a theory. Game/film/food/clothing theory.
MatPat basically wrote lore for the series for Scott Cawthon because Scott Cawthon is a freaking hack. Always has been. Okay, let's conclude the tier 1, which is... It has been a pretty one-sided affair, I must say.
You don't say.
Dantan?
Vampire Survivors.
Yes! Finally!
Wow. Dantan, I had no idea you knew about Vampire Survivors.
Who doesn't know about Vampire Survivors? It is the indie sensation that took the nation by storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I have heard this one.
Okay, so what's really great about Vampire Survivors, for me specifically, as an Italian, is that this is the most Italian game ever made. And I say that because the team is literally Italian. This is an Italian game, in fact, in case you didn't know. And you know what's brilliant about it is that every character's name is a pun with a specific Italian slang and words. The kind of puns that nobody outside of Italy will ever get. And I am giggling like a lunatic looking at these names, thinking about all the people, all the not Italian-speaking people will not get the joke and just not realize how actually funny this game is.
I see.
I cannot even begin to explain to you what the puns entail. It's several layers of vernacular and local dialect.
In the
Some
words lost in
meshed
translation.
together, lost in translation, merged together with vaguely foreign-sounding names. It's very satisfying for me, again, as an Italian, to behold.
That's nice, I'll take your word for it.
You have no choice in that regard.
I never have the choice.
The illusion of choice. Submissive and breathable. Let's go to... What's next on the docket? This one.
Bonus round.
Now, before I forget, Dantan, what is the tally for Tier 1?
Well, if my scores are correct, Icipall and Devar both got 0. I have 1 point, and Matty's in the lead by 6.
Well, it's not as bad as I thought. We can still somehow salvage this night, guys. Don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. You haven't used that one in a while, I have to say. Anyway, it's time for the 1 second challenge. You have 1 second to guess what this is. Ready?
Ready.
It's the easiest one in the world. Devar?
Among Us.
It is Among Us. You win 3 points.
I will take those 3 points and now sit here in shame that I know that one.
Everyone knows that one.
Everybody knows that one. It is such a ubiquitous audio sting. Everybody knows about it. They don't need to have played it.
It is heavily used in memes everywhere.
I
on
know.
YouTube.
Honestly,
It is iconic.
I would have loved for us to play a game of Among Us, just to try it at least once, because I think it has the potential to be the funniest thing ever. Let's get to Tier 2, and this is where it gets a little bit more challenging for everybody involved.
Oh no.
So, well, I guess we'll see then. Let's begin with Tier...
How many points do we get for these ones, by the way?
This one, Tier 2, it is double points compared to Tier 1, so 2 points.
Okay, and then it goes 4, then in the third. Got it.
Yes, indeed. All right, everybody. Tier 2, track 1, 3, 2, 1, go. Dantan.
Shovel Knight?
It's not, but it's a fine guess. Time is running out. We are out of time. Devar?
Risk of Rain?
It's not. Icipall?
Terraria?
No. Matti?
That mouse came from the makers of Shovel Knight.
No. This was Battle Kid, Fortress of Peril. Remember Battle Kid, guys?
No.
No.
Oh yeah, that was the...
Battle Kid was an NES game released in 2010. It was made by one guy, and yes, it was released officially as an NES game, with a physical cartridge and everything. It's essentially a bit of a Mega Man clone, Metroid clone, and it is super unfair and hard, and most people will remember it for one of the best, funniest episodes of Game Grumps. Really?
Right.
But
Yeah.
it was the talk of town for a huge period of time amongst Generation Xers, mostly. So yes, Battle Kid, that's why I included it on Tier 2. Otherwise, this could have been a Tier 3 choice, easily.
Right.
So, it is a bit hard to determine what constitutes a middle-of-the-road difficulty when it comes to independent games. Because, again, Tier 1 is for games that are more objectively popular, in that sense. And tier 2 is for games that should be relatively well known if you are up to date with your indie darlings. If you are not, then this might as well be tier 50.
Well,
Okay, well, and with that in mind, let's get to track number 2. 3, 2, 1. Icipall?
Fear and Hunger.
No.
right.
Dantan?
Nidhogg?
It's not Nidhogg. Wow! You remember Nidhogg?
Yes.
Well, technically it should be pronounced Knivehog if you're basically to your Norse language, but yes,
okay,
I do kind of remember.
Well, thank you for telling me. I've always pronounced it wrong.
Yeah, it's based on the word kniving, which was sort of like excommunicated by the community for anything that seemed unmanly at the time, which of course meant anyone who was gay or whatever, or feminine in sort of attitude.
Interesting, because when I think of Nidhogg or Nihog, as you told me it's pronounced, I think of the beast that's gnawing at the roots of Yggdrasil.
Yeah, that's what the name's based on, though.
So you're telling me he's gay? Okay, representation. Great representation in Norse mythology, then. Good for him. I'm happy for him.
No, I think he represents the excommunication of gay people.
No. I'm choosing to take something positive out of this.
Yeah.
Besides that, Norse mythology is freaky, and nobody gets freakier than Loki. Everybody's gender and sexual orientation is very much up in the air in Norse mythology, so it seems a bit moot and idiotic to say gay people bad.
Yeah.
People for some reason are horny in ancient mythologies.
So anyway, before I forget, the bar.
Axiom Verge?
Okay, so I'm going to say this: there is no Axiom Verge tonight. Okay, just so you stop saying Axiom Verge. Matti.
Celeste?
No, this is Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion.
It sounded so familiar now.
Yeah,
like.
same here. I was like, I've heard this song before, but I'm not sure where.
I have not even heard of that game.
It is an interesting game because it starts off as a sort of funny parody of horror games or creepypasta and the entire internet horror subculture, for that matter. But then it sort of evolves into an actually scary game that's still a homage and parody of the internet horror subculture. It was made by one person. This person goes by Kira in online spaces, they, them. And they have recently made another game, which is Lunacid, a Kingsfield-style dungeon crawler first-person game. And it's one of my games of the year, by the way. I played it recently. It's very good. Very atmospheric. This is a capital D developer in my eyes. Honestly, in what I've noticed in my recent experience with true indie games is that queer artists and developers are the best ones. They just give me the best games that I like the most, without fail. We've had Volcano High earlier this year, which I loved, Lunacid, which I loved, and now in Stars and Time, which is my favorite game of the decade. And yes, I liked it very much. I'm very, very happy about small games made outside of the studio system that do not come at the expense of the health of those who make them. Imagine that!
I know, right?
Imagine good art made outside of abusive situations. Imagine that being possible. God damn it.
I know, right?
What?
Anyway, this is why I limit the times in which I buy AAA games to almost 0 per year. Anyway, Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion, which was actually originally known as Spooky's House of Jump Scares. I don't know why they changed it to a lot less nice sounding title, but what can you do? Next one. Icipall.
Darkest Dungeon.
No. Matti.
Sea of Stars.
It's not Sea of Stars. Dantan.
Bastion?
What?
Bastion?
No, it's not Bastion. You are not looking like a bastion of win right now, Dantan. That's
Oh.
bad. That's bad. Did everybody guess?
Not me yet.
Devar.
Okay, Devara, you have 3 seconds left. Actually, less than 3 seconds.
Kunik.
No. This was Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night.
Damn it.
See, this
I
is
knew
funny
it
to
sounded
me
familiar.
because you guessed the Bloodstained in the last show when the real answer was Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
It sounded like so much like a one track from Darkest Dungeon, so my mind jumped to that first. Then was
Yes,
like, then
I
when
was
you said, no,
surprised at how quickly
Oh.
you answered. I thought to myself,
Yeah.
wait, does he have the right answer? But then turns out
I mean,
you didn't.
I would have. I have played Bloodstained a lot.
Yeah.
It's a good game. Let's get to track number 4, everybody. Matti.
Celeste.
It is Celeste, yes.
Oh, fuck. Oh,
2 points for
once-
Matti.
So
So,
what Celeste was on the list?
so here's the deal. I just mentioned earlier that games developed by queer folks just happen to be some of my favorite games to play, period. And while I don't enjoy the kind of game that Celeste is, because precision platforming to that insane degree of skill just isn't my forte, I do appreciate the story of Celeste, the meta-narrative of Celeste. Specifically, the developer of Celeste found out about herself while working on this game and came out of the other side as trans. And that's why Celeste is a trans icon.
A bit of trivia on one of the levels in Celeste. One of the musical tracks in there has a creepy, depressing message interlaced in the music.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
It is a very creepy track, and it is honestly very heartbreaking once you listen to the message backwards.
Even though I will never play it. I just appreciate, love, and respect the fact that it exists and it means so much to so many people.
Yeah, I only played it only once, but it is good. 58 best game I've ever played.
I still cannot get over that you keep such a precise track of all the games you like.
Yeah, same,
and,
right?
value and everything.
I have 2 games that will forever be number 1 in my heart, and those are Klonoa 1 and 2. I don't see those being usurped anytime soon. They have been my number 1 for the past 14 years.
There will never be another Heroes of Might and Magic 3.
Okay, well, yes, everybody has that experience, so to speak. Anyway, as much as I would love to make an entire podcast about this, we have a rest of a game show to go through, so...
Yeah.
Let's go to track number 5 of Tier 2. Are you still with me, guys?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Existing.
The door is
3, 2,
still
1.
locked.
The VAR.
Rock the Investigator?
No! 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 No, 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 no. Dantan?
Crypt of the Necrodancer?
No. We are out of time, guys. Get your answer in.
What the
Icipall?
hell is
Bullet Dungeon?
No. Wait, do you mean Enter the Gungeon?
Oh, right, that was the name, yes.
It's not!
I didn't think it was, but it wasn't the first game that I fought too. But I was like, no, this is definitely in it.
Matti?
Guagabele?
No, this is from Lisa the Painful.
Mm.
So, judging by your muted responses, I say that none of you know what the Lisa series is.
Oh, I do know what it is.
Of course you do know.
Of course you do.
I haven't played it, but
Okay, well, I have good news for you, because all 2, they were originally free, but all 2 Lisa games have been re-released in definitive editions formats for modern platforms, so you could get to play them for the first time. Not that I would half-heartedly recommend you to do so, because it's one of those games that gets exceptionally grim about the themes it tackles. It is also quite often at odds with its own tone. It's a very strange, very complicated series to discuss casually. But it is, I would say it is worth experiencing just to be stupefied by it. It's different. It hits different, let me tell you. Bleak enough. So, yes, this is Lisa the Painful. And it is an Earthbound-inspired RPG. In case I didn't make it clear. It is also one of the most difficult games to go through. For many reasons. And I don't have the time or the mental fortitude to properly expand on that. Let's just say that
being soundtrack, apparently.
this needs all the content warnings in existence. Literally, the first image of the menu screen is a little girl hanged. So that's the titular Lisa, and she's not really a person or a character in the game, more of a entity that informs the background and the backdrop of it. Because the game Lisa the Painful is about abusive parenthood and misogyny and several other fun topics.
Lovely.
Lovely indeed. Hey, let's move on to something a bit more light. Dantan?
Is this Enter the Gungeon?
There is no Enter the Gungeon tonight.
Okay.
I'm just telling you this in case becomes your go-to answer. Icipall.
The Artful Escape.
No. Davar?
Deltarune.
No, I've already used Deltarune in Tier 1, man. Time is running out. We are out of time. Get your answer in or be penalized. Matti?
Crypt of the Necrodancer.
No. Did everybody answer?
Yes,
Yes.
we all did.
Yes.
This is Pizza Tower, everybody.
The, new,
That one.
the newest
Haven't
craze.
Yes.
Yes, that's why it's Tier 2 at the very least. This track is titled It's Pizza Time. And as soon as I heard it, okay, this is an instant favorite.
I know the game, but I've never heard its music.
The music is the second most striking element of this game, right after the astoundingly good art direction. Okay, where are we now? Oh, it's time for track number 7, and let's see if you can guess this one. Oops, sorry, I went back to Tier 1 by accident. This is actually track number 7 of Tier 2. Icipall?
Hollow Knight.
No. Dantan.
Hades?
What?
Hades?
No, it's not Hades. Matti?
Hellpie?
No. Okay, well, we are out of time. Davar?
Sea of Stars.
No. Slay the Spire.
I've only played that a little bit.
So, I have put approximately a little under 200 hours in this game. I've only ever won 2 times.
It is,
but
it is very addictive. I played it as a con.
Yes, it is a testament to how well designed and deceptively addicting this deck builder roguelike game is. So the reason why there are so many deck builder roguelikes all of a sudden is because this game became popular and so many people were infatuated by it. And honestly, I just wish this game had a bit more quality of life features. And also I just wish it looked a little bit better than it does. And yet, I keep coming back to it because every successor to this formula, even if it looks much better, is not quite as fun to play as Slay the Spire. They cracked the code earlier on, and everything that came afterwards was just a pale imitator. Sadly. The Awakened One can burn in hell. Oh, and the Time Eater? Oh, that one too. I hate them all so much. Track number 8, guys. Dantan.
Papers, please.
Yes! This was almost a Tier 1 choice, if I'm being honest.
I would understand why if you put it in Tier 1 because it was such a big hit when it came out.
Yes. Yeah. Dun, down. It was either going to be this or Return of the Obra Dinn by the same developer. I went with this one because it's the true classic. Yes, in retrospect, this should have been a tier 1 choice, and Mad Father should have been a tier 2 choice at the very least, but I have put that in tier 1 because we played it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. Alright, so that's 2 points for you, Dantan. Remember that?
Yes, I already have that recorded.
Okay, track number 9. I will accept a generic answer for this one. Matti.
Freedom Planet?
No. Running out of time. We are out of time, guys. Dantan?
Dead Cells?
No. Devar?
Death's Door?
No. Icipall?
Transistor.
Toho! Toho in...
Oh.
This was... Actually, specifically, this is Toho Imperishable Night. I would have accepted Toho. And I would have given you an extra point if you guessed Imperishable Night, because there are, what, 15 of those games?
Probably more.
Probably more. Yes,
Yeah.
by this point more. So, I mentioned Toho at the beginning of this program, casually, and that was going to be your one hint that Toho was going to be represented here.
That's how it... Yeah, I
And
was
by the
always
way-
thought it was Toho.
Toho. And Ross would have guessed it by the first note.
Yeah,
Yes, he would have done.
Probably.
Yeah, he knows all 24 Toho games.
24!
Does that also include some of the side games as well, like the one that was like a
just the
Metroidvania?
mainline ones. No, okay, so the fun games do not count. These are just the mainline ones. Toho is, much like SCP, it works under Creative Commons. So everybody can add something to it. Their own game, their own story, their own lore. As long as
Really?
it's not a big corporation who does it. It's one of the reasons why it's still such a big cult classic to this very day. A self-generating content machine made possible by dedicated fans. That's neat, I guess.
This is neat.
I am
Yeah,
not a fan
that's
of
right.
shmups. I literally cannot play shmups. They are inaccessible to me for my disability. So,
Yeah, especially
Especially
Bullet
Bullet
Hell.
yes, I mean specifically Bullet Hell. We have finally arrived, kicking and screaming, to track number 10. Let's see how well you do. Devar.
Planet.
Freedom Planet, yes, you were quite quick about it.
Yes, I love the music of Freedom Planet 1. It is absolutely astounding.
That's the end of tier 2. What's the final tally? Dantan.
Well, still in last place is Icipall. In third place is me with 3 points. In second place is Devar with 5. And in first is Matti with 8.
Wait,
Wow.
only 8?
So, Icipall, you have 0 points. Am I understanding this correctly?
Why do you sound so surprised?
It's normally me.
I
God damn it,
don't know.
Dantan, stop trying to get off my soapbox.
It is my
Okay,
soapbox.
okay, calm down, calm down, calm down. Oh, okay. So, now it's time for, where is it? This one.
Heaven or hell? Let's rock!
True or false? You have to guess whether or not the following track comes from an indie game. You have the duration of the track to guess. Post your answer on chat. So, is that all of you? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, outstandingly, joyfully, you all gave me the correct answer except for Matti.
Nani?
Yes! Yes!
So how many points is that then? That's 5.
5 points! For everybody
Matti?
except for Matti.
Matti, are you losing?
No, probably not.
Yes, he is actually. He's because Devar's now got 10.
That's nice. Okay, so
So casual.
here's what's tricky about this, because this is a real track from a real game that's actually a game within a game. This is from Demon Tower, which was the game within the game Night in the Woods.
Oh.
So if you play Night in the Woods, there are several moments in which May can get to her laptop, and she could, or I should say you could, feasibly start playing a game on that laptop, which is titled Demon Tower. And it's a full game. A short one, but a full game nonetheless.
I know Into the Woods, but I do not remember that part.
Night.
Is it Towers of
Night.
Hanoi?
Night in the Woods. Into
Night
the
in the
Woods is
Woods.
a popular musical. Night in the Woods is a game that has a special place in my heart. It is all about existential dread, anxiety, living with mental illness. So, you know, relatable. And it came out in 2017. It had a very recognizable art style. All characters were flat animal designs. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Sadly, the creator of the game passed away not too long after.
Oh.
So anyway, Dantan,
Yes.
tell me what the pointage is again.
Well, right now, Icipall's in last place with 5.
Okay, Icipall, you got 5 points. Aren't you glad?
Honestly, getting points from bonus rounds seems kind of cheap.
Well,
me
it
and
exists specifically to bridge the gap between the winner and the losers.
Hooray, I got the pity points!
No, the pity points will be me giving you 1 point if you make me laugh.
Anyway,
Yes.
me and Matti are drawing with 8 points apiece. And then in first place is Devar with 10.
Devar, you're winning. Are you winning, son? Yes, you are.
And there was sudden Devar with a steel chair!
I'm surprised, honestly. We got here.
Your fortune may change at a moment's notice. That's the beauty of game shows such as this one. This is why we have extra bonus rounds.
Yeah.
It's Devar with the DKO out of nowhere.
The DK.
DKO. Anyway, let's get on to the next one.
Guys, it is now time, unfortunately for you, it is time for tier 3, and this is no mercy mode. Let me tell you. Tier 3, it's going to be brutal. No mercy now. There you go, thank you. So now we do that. Tier 3, everybody. Are you ready? No, you're not ready. Let's start. 3, 2, 1, go. Matti.
Chain of Echoes.
No. And it's Chained Echoes.
Oh.
By the way. By the way. Running out of time. Icipall.
Neon White.
No. Dantan.
Inscription?
Inscription, by the definition of indie game that we established at the beginning, would not fit this because it was financed by Devolver Digital.
Alright.
Otherwise, it would be perfect, but it's not Inscription. And Devar?
Sea of Stars.
There is no Sea of Stars tonight.
Right.
Now, this is the overworld theme from Spark the Electric Jester Free. Yes, that's the reaction I expected. Spark the Electric Jester is a trilogy of games that, well, let's just say it's basically Sonic. It's a Sonic-esque game.
I see.
It started life as a 2D Sonic-style game, and then it became a 3D Sonic-style game, and I've seen gameplay footage of it, I've seen people play it. It's, by the looks of it, it is the Sonic game that you and I would have wanted when Sonic Unleashed was announced, and we only got 15% of that. Ha!
That's oddly specific number.
Listen, it was the Werehog one.
I know. So you liked only the Werehog parts, right?
The Werehog parts were the freaking 75% of that game, and I hated every minute of it.
So what was the remaining 10%?
Actual Sonic levels.
So what was the 15% that you liked?
That.
No, 75% was the part that was the Werehog part that you didn't like, and then there was the 15% part that you liked, which leaves 10%. That was the Sonic levels that you... I don't know, did you or did you not like the 10%?
What are you talking about? Are you inventing math now?
75 plus 15 plus 10 is 100!
Oh, you're right. I was not actually giving out precise numbers. I was just trying to convey an idea here.
He was doing Scott Steiner math.
How could you?
I don't regret anything.
Let's get on with it.
Okay, yeah, that sets the tone for Tier 3, doesn't it? It does. Trust me on that. Okay, track number 2. Devar?
The Coffin of Andy and Lele?
No. Icipall?
Your turn to die?
No. Dantan?
Crypt of the Necrodancer?
There is no Crypt of the Necrodancer tonight. No. Okay. Did everybody answer? Matti?
Ill Will.
No. Okay, so, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, there's a handful of games in this tier that could have easily counted for Final Boss. And the only reason why this does not count as Final Boss is because it is a recent release, and I played it, and I talked about it on social media. This is Corn Kids 64 by Bogosoft. It is a, as the name suggests, it is a Nintendo 64 style collectathon 3D platformer with excellently stylized graphics, and I love the music in it. This is a vibe. This theme is a vibe. Let me tell you. Yes, if you like old school 3D platformers of this particular ilk and nostalgic feeling, then Corn Kids 64 is a love letter to all of that. Matti, I think you would like it.
Yeah, Corn Kids.
Corn Kids with a Z, 64.
Because this is cool.
That's the joke.
Otherwise, we might think it's some kind of weird spin-off of Children of the Corn.
I thought to myself, where does corn come into this game? Because there isn't really corn anywhere except for the game over screen. And then I realized, oh, it's slang for unicorn. That makes sense.
Baby unicorn horns.
Actually, not even unicorns. They are goats with one singular horn, which you can use to drill.
Goatee
And
corns.
it's fun. Goatee corn. Anyway, so I love the music, and I had to include this because this main theme is forever recorded in my membrane. Right. Next one, then. Running out of time. And Devar,
I want to be the guy.
Icipall, did you also answer before
Yes.
him? Okay, what is this?
Ninja no Boken.
No. Dantan?
Spiritfarer?
No. Matti?
The Messenger.
No. Okay, let's move on to track number 4.
Wow! What was this piece of music?
What did you do, Madhog?
It's Brock the Investigator.
One that Devar guessed mystically some time ago.
I just love the accidental gaslighting that occurs in this show.
Honestly, I was expecting Brock in the first or second tiers.
Brock as consistently being a tier 3 selection. Because you will never guess it anyway, so...
Yeah, because we have never played it.
What are you waiting for?
Maybe after I get a hole into my gaming library from all the games that I need to play right now.
Oh, you're one of those gamers.
Oh shit, it's December 3rd, King Arthur Knight's Tale is getting its massive content update.
Oh no.
Aww.
Oh no. Let's move on to track number 4. Matti.
Pseudo-regalia.
Holy cow! Yes! How? How?
I
Why
played
do
the
you all-
freeware version.
Why do you all sound so surprised?
It's another recent release. Came out this year, in fact, and it's one of my favorite games. It is the kind of game I would usually never play, because it is a parkour-based, precise platformer with complex traversal puzzles and a 3D Metroidvania. But the reason why I played it and the reason why anybody plays it, it's because the main character is the peak of character design.
Yes.
And I said everything that ever needs to be said about it, really.
Huh.
Yeah, pretty much.
That goes a long way to sell you on a game, really.
You mean that goes a long way?
If I had a nickel for every time a new indie sensation on the block has lured me in with the promise of a cute goat-like protagonist, I would have a whopping 3 nickels. Corn Kids 64, Pseudo Regalia, and the upcoming, I cannot wait for that, Billy Bust Up. That was Pseudo-Regalia, and oh my god, it's 4 points for Matti, and he's winning again.
Yep.
Gosh darn it.
Back in the lead.
Oh no,
I'm not
Matti now has the steel chair.
I'm not going to be ashamed for being good.
I will make you feel ashamed for you nerd, you gamer, you PC master racer.
Run, run.
Let's go to track
continue.
number 5, please. Yes, I continue right now.
The day will come when even your most heartbreaking memories register. You'll wish you looked while you had the chance.
Time is running out. Davar.
Magicraft.
No. If anybody was going to guess it, that was you, Davar. Icipall.
Oh, no.
Tunic.
No. Dantan.
Bez?
No. Only one left. Matti?
Neon white.
No. It's these.
These what?
These nuts?
No, these, the game that you and I played, Davar. Remember that first-person dungeon crawler game?
Oh,
Hey,
yeah,
now, you
that
don't,
one.
you don't need to go dissing the game just because it didn't live up to your expectations.
Oh, no, don't say that.
Okay, well, it's actually named this, as in DYS.
Yes, I remember it now.
And I'm not sure what does it stand for, because it's not an acronym. Maybe it's just a diminutive for dystopia. I'm not sure, but given the nature of the game, that would make sense. Anyway, so this is a pretty cool, stylish, first-person dungeon crawler RPG with a
Oh,
interesting
right.
shtick.
This, the Eternal Space Jail.
Yes, that is the one. Under
I know
normal
that one.
circumstances, this game would have been a final boss because it is by far the most obscure game in this lot, being an itch.io exclusive title. At the same time, we played it, we made videos about it, as such, it is disqualified from being the final boss.
Yeah.
Anyway, go play it. I recommend it. It is quite an experience. Good music, immaculate vibes, as it were. And definitely what I mean when I say I want to play games with worse graphics. Next one, please. Running out of time. Davar?
Stardew Valley.
No. Sorry.
Don't worry, I know it was the wrong answer.
Matti?
Terraria?
No. Dantan?
It's definitely not it, but Tunic.
No, it's not Tunic. Icipall?
Chris.
No. Super Lesbian Animal RPG.
Never heard of.
Another,
I
another,
wonder what
another,
that game is about.
another one that I should have known, but obviously
Okay,
I forgot
so-
the music.
You might expect a specific kind of game, judging by the title, but actually it's a very cute, bubbly, fun RPG starring gay animals. We played the demo for it, Davar, a few years
Yes.
ago, and I will always remember your reaction to the kiss scene because you exploded in laughter.
Yes, because it was a mixture of cute, funny, and silly.
It's a very, very funny and cute game. And definitely something I will play at some point. And I will definitely recommend it to everybody. Man, so many good games made by talented queer artists, and they just make me happy.
Good for you.
Yes, good for me. And also would be potentially good for you if you were to try them, because these are good games. These are legitimately good games that
There
I'm
aren't enough
recommending to you.
hours in a day, days in a week, weeks in a month, months in a year to play all the good games.
Oh wow, first world problems, am I right? Too many games to play.
And too many shows to watch, too many movies to watch, too many comics and books to read.
Before we lose track of the events occurring in front of us, let's go back on track with the next track. Okay? Yes, that's a
Yes.
sentence that just came out of my mouth hole.
Blah.
Blah, indeed. Track number 7, everybody. Icipall.
Mogeko Castle.
I used Mogeko Castle last time. I will not do it again. Running out of time, Dantan.
The Forgotten City?
No. We're out of time, everybody. The bar?
Henry Stickmin.
No. Matti?
Is this itchy?
No. This is Pony Island.
I've
Okay,
heard of that one.
Earlier, somebody mentioned Inscription by Daniel Mullins. This Pony Island is the game he made before Inscription, the one that put him on the map, so to speak. A true indie game in that sense. And a lot of what would become his signature weirdness and metatextual acrobatics, so to speak, would make it back to Inscription, which has several layers of metatext as well.
Like ogres.
Yes, it's the most indie-rific game you could possibly play, honestly, Pony Island. That's in a good way, I would say. Time for track number 8, and oh, this is a good one.
Alright.
Keep it hardcore! Keep it hardcore! Keep it hardcore! Come on, do it! Come on, do it! Keep it hardcore! Keep it hardcore! Keep it hardcore! Keep it hardcore!
We are out of time. Icipall.
Wait, I was first?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, you were.
keep it hardcore.
No. Dantan.
Damn it.
Disco Elysium?
No, this is decisively not a Disco Elysium song.
I don't know.
Matti.
Demon Turf.
No. Devar.
Eternal Nights.
No. This is one of the many tracks you can select from Wrestling Empire.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I never played it.
Wrestling Empire is a hilariously broken indie wrestling game made by one guy who's a huge wrestling nerd. And it's hilariously close to unplayable, but also weirdly fascinating, and it has a very rich character creator, and it includes such amazing tracks that you can give to your character for their ring entrance. Wrestling Empire, everybody, look it up. It's a riot.
When you say it's broken, do you mean as in it's unbalanced or that it's a buggy mess?
Yes.
Hilar has been bamboozled and befuddled.
Befuddled. We're almost to the finish line, guys. Come on, don't give up now. We can still make it.
If we try.
If we try hard enough. Track number 9. And we are out of time, with apologies to your eardrums. Right. Hold on, who answered first? Was it... Matti. Yes.
Under Hero.
No. Dantan.
Inside my anus?
No. And I'm not even going to pity laugh. Devar?
Illbleed.
No. Icipall?
Hotline Miami.
No. Also, Illbleed would not qualify for this.
Yeah, I know, but I just throw out a random title.
Okay, so this is from Viscera Cleanup Detail.
Huh.
Why do I never associate music with Viscera Cleanup Detail?
Okay, because I believe this is one of those pieces of music in the game that you can listen to our radio within the game. So
that makes sense.
It serves as ambiance in that sense. So I told you before that one of my earlier choices was Power Wash Simulator, but I disqualified it on the grounds that Square Enix is heavily involved with its publishing. So I went back to Viscera Cleanup Detail, which is basically the same game, except instead of washing things, you are on janitorial duty cleaning up the aftermath of a Doom guy exterminating some demons, I guess, or some other horrible slaughterhouse that happened in space.
It also has a Christmas themed level.
I know. That's the first I've heard of Viscera Cleanup Detail, honestly. Guys, if we ever get in the mood to play a co-op game, I wish to do this, honestly. And now it's time for the final track, and oh boy, this one, this one is a bit of a doozy. Let's see if you can guess it. 3, 2, 1, a go. Oh god, Matti.
Ao Oni.
God damn it, Matti!
I was gonna say that. Damn it.
It's indeed Ao Oni. Another classic from 2004 that was free to play and lives in infamy for the goofiest monster in video game history. And that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
Did you know that this game was popular enough in Japan that they made a couple of movies?
Oh, yeah.
And they are the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
I haven't fully watched them. I see reviews of them.
It's... Yeah, I did a vlog about the Ao Oni film, and it's... I need a transplant of eyeballs after witnessing that awfulness. That was it, tier 3. And, Dantan, I'm almost afraid to ask.
Well, if you're asking for the points, Icipall's still in last place with 5. I'm in third with 8. Devar's in second with 10. And by a whopping 16 is Matti.
Well, dang. Well, if any one of you could possibly guess the final boss, then you could still win, technically.
Not me.
Well, not you, right. But Devar and Dantan could, feasibly, theoretically. Because I have to say, I have to admit something to you that tonight's selection for Final Boss, it is the most guessable out of all of them.
Oh, is it now?
Well, actually, it's the second most guessable after, you know.
That's what I thought.
I'm forgetting what the title. I'm actually
Greedfall.
Yes, after Greedfall, I would say it is the most guessable here. Out of all the final bosses that we've ever had in this show.
All right.
Oh, I guess technically the most guessable was Arton Elico since it was guessed.
Yes, but I gave a lot of help, and the chances of anybody guessing that were so astronomical that it's a small miracle that it happened anyway.
You heard that, Devar? You are a small miracle.
All of us, we are a miracle. Being born is a miracle. Insert insane clown posse song.
Oh gosh.
Final battle.
Here we go. So it's time for the final battle. You know the drill. I will play the tune for its entirety, and you have up until the end of it to guess correctly. Since it's the final boss, I might give each and every one of you 3 chances to guess. 3 chances to guess. But you only have a minute and a half to use up your 3 chances. After which, if you didn't guess correctly, it's all over. Okay?
All right.
I hope you like this new addition to the rules. Right, so let's begin then. In 3, 2, 1, go. Matti.
Lyle in the Cube sector.
I'm done! I'm retiring from game show hosting!
Did he win?
He wins!
What?
Damn.
What game was that?
It's a freeware Metroidvania from the early 2000s.
You know, I was afraid if anybody was going to guess it, that would be
I
Matti.
did played the game a lot, but that first track did get stuck in my mind for some reason.
Listen, before selecting this tune for the final boss, I went to your YouTube channel to see if you ever reviewed it. You didn't, so I chose this one. It is such an obscure, mega obscure game from 2004. And fun fact, by the way, the developer for this game, Bogosoft, is the same who recently gave us Corn Kids 64. Same developer, yes. Same developer. So
Well,
if you ever miss that
why-
brand of humor, then Corn Kids 64 is a return to form in that sense.
Only reason why I know this game because I looked for a freeware player and then went to tvdrops.org's list of all freeware games that were in there and checked out.
I'm impressed that you remember a game track you heard, once, 19 years ago?
This game this game is basically
10
19
years
years
ago.
old. This game is
10
19
years
old.
ago, he says.
Actually, never
Damn.
mind. Never mind. My mistake. This game is from 2006, not 2004. But still, that's pretty long ago, comparatively speaking, and it is such a obscure, rare game. I have heard about it for the first time this year, and only because it's in the same conversation as Corn Kids 64, which I discovered in a completely unrelated way. Matti, you won. You thoroughly crushed it, destroyed it. You guessed the final boss first time since the beginning anybody's ever done so. My God.
Thank you.
Using your first guess too. My God, Matti.
Which is why we all congratulated him from the very beginning of the game.
Oh my God.
We knew he would win.
Matti, you made a whopping 26 points.
Is that a new record?
I think it might be.
I think it might be.
Possibly. It sounds like a very high number to
Or
me.
did we get more points when we fused together to defeat Margin Ross?
No, you didn't, actually. I cannot believe it. Okay, I thought to myself, if anybody was going to guess it, is Matti, but I made sure to pick a very obscure one. Gosh, not obscure enough.
Now Devar and Matti are not only the only ones who have actually won this game, they are the only ones who have beaten the final boss.
Yes, well, Devar had a lot of help. Matti just crushed it.
Yeah,
But
though
you
I
gave him
wasn't
the
sure
easy
if
one.
Lyle the Coop Sector soundtracks were all original tracks or not. But
Well, actually, they were not. They were all borrowed from someone or somewhere else. The same with Corn Kids 64. There are a lot of remixes of pre-existing tracks made by Bogo themselves. I'm in shock that you guessed it. I could have put any other track from Tier 3 as the final boss. That would have been fine, but I chose Lighting Cube Sector because I wanted to be romantic about it. Well, again, congratulations, Matti. You are the super mega emperor of winning.
Congratulations.
And with that, we have reached the end of our show, and I hope you enjoyed it. I like that the final boss was guessed for once. I don't like that it was Matti, the last person who needed it. You're winning too much. The ratings are down in the drain because you're winning too much.
I guess I will participate in the next episode then.
No, don't say that. Okay, so the next episode will be the Christmas special. And for the Christmas special, I have a very special gimmick in mind for it. I have something fun planned for it, and I'm sure you will all enjoy it. But for now, thank you all for joining us, everybody. Once again, congratulations to the ultra super uber winner of tonight's show that you absolutely stepped on everybody. You were such a monster, Matti. Look at him, his ego being stroken. And everyone else, well, thank you for being here anyway. I hope you had fun in spite of the tragedy that occurred.
Well, it was a foregone conclusion.
Honestly, for a while it seemed like Devar could have won. Imagine if Matti did get the true or false correctly.
Devar had that one good combo breaker, but then it was just downhill from there.
Yes, I mean, the second Matti guessed correctly 2 Tier 3 selections, and then the final boss, it was all over. It was
Correction,
all over.
I knew.
Oh my God, Matti. Okay, Matti, I'm going to take all your points from you because we need to keep your ego in check.
The game is over.
The game is over. The game is over when I say it's over. And now it's over because it's getting late and I'm tired. The energy is at an all-time low, and good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good morning.
Kissy, good night. Now, picture in your brain the kissing scene from Super Lesbian Animal RPG, and have a good night, you all. Yay. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Ta-ta!
Have you played Freedom Planet 2 yet?
Not yet. I've still got it in my wish list right now.
Yes, I've seen your wish list on Steam. You want to play Baldur's Gate 3, huh?
Who doesn't?
It's
Well,
just,
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I was interested in playing this game for a brief window of time. Then I've seen the sheer size of it, and I said no.
It is like an actual D&D campaign.
No. Wait, no. I don't mean the size of potential playtime. I mean the actual physical, archival size of it. It's too big. It's too big. It's excessively huge.
I have not checked that part out yet.
I hear it's about 150 gigabytes.
Oh, that might be a problem for me then.
Yes, it's a problem for a lot of people.
That is pretty chunky.
No game needs to be this chunky, no matter how ambitious it is.
Have you ever seen the Call of Duty series? It's like 250 gigabytes.
Like I said, no game needs to be this large, especially not a military-industrial complex propaganda made in tandem with the Pentagon. Oh yes.
How do you think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to fit in everything you can think of doing in that game? It is there. It has a preparation for everything.
No, you see, that's not what occupies so much space. It is the goddamn graphic fidelity. I am on the camp. I want to play games with worse graphics made by people who are paid more to do less. And I'm not even kidding.
Look at the Steam review. It's like playing D&D in real life, except your players don't cancel last minute.
Okay.
Madhog likes bad graphics. Carving that into your tombstone.
Okay, well, when I say bad graphics, I mean stylized graphics. I think, personally,
Madhog backpedals on his claims on bad graphics.
You know what? Put it on the gravestone, I don't care. I'm going to say that because I know it will make some people angry, and I'm all for that.